Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. And we are now joined by Daniel Barrett. Excited to have him here. And what he's doing is pretty amazing. It's Kids Give to Kids, and that's kidsgivetokids.org. Welcome to the show today. How are you?
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. Would you mind introducing yourself to our viewers and listeners today?
Good morning, viewers, or afternoon if you're in a different state. My name is Daniel. I'm the founder of Kids Give to Kids, and I'm just, humbled to be here.
Great. Well, let's talk a little about, specifically, if you don't mind, what it is exactly. You're based out of California, and are you working with kids all over the country or just specifically your state?
So right now we're just working with actually our county. So It's Orange County. We're a fairly new organization. It's very unique and one of a kind in a sense that I think we're the only website that allows kids to take their used toys that they don't play with anymore and upload them to our website where other kids can go and choose those toys for free. And then we have local restaurants and businesses that are the pickup and drop off locations. So when a kid picks up a toy or drops off a toy, they both earn a free kids meal or discount at that location. We're trying to change the dynamics of less fortunate versus fortunate, making every kid equal based on choice. So kids can pick brand new toys for free, play with them by choice, put them back up as a used toy, and possibly become a giver for the first time in their lives.
This is a great, great concept. I'm loving it. Kidsgivetokids.org. It's a nonprofit. Daniel, can you tell me how you got involved in this, how you started this? Tell me a little bit about you before this and how this came to be. I mean, I'm on your website. I looked before, but it's pretty fascinating what you're doing. Free, new, and used toys. Also electronics, they mentioned as well.
Yeah, so I come from an advertising marketing background. But what really drove me to what I call my purpose in this world is to help others and to kind of, like I said, give that equality that is missing in the world for these kids that are less fortunate, not being able to have choice. They just accept what's given to them and pass it along. I grew up in the foster care system. So I grew up in group homes and foster care, and then ended up back in a single parent home. And we didn't have choice. We just accepted what was given to us if we got anything at all.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know the outcome of what this program will do for these families, but I'm hoping that, we inspire kids to change the world.
Got it. Well, it's exciting to have you here. This is the first program that I've heard. We're from New York. We're worldwide here on the podcast, but for the first time I've ever heard of anyone doing something like this. It's a pretty fascinating concept. And all those people that you're helping, it's the kids out there who need it. You also have used toy drives, fundraisers. Do you mind discussing a little bit about that?
So our toy drives are a little different. So we do a toy drive during the holidays. And we put out hundreds of boxes all over Orange County at different businesses. And between November and December, we collect thousands and thousands of brand new toys, which generates our storefront. I don't know if you can see in the background.
Show me. So by the way, yes, let's tell them. So this is now, you're located where exactly?
In Orange County, California.
Perfect. And
but if you look at my background,
go ahead. I see all those toys.
And then we just purchased a shrink wrapping machine. So we get our used toys and then we shrink wrap them, because then it gives that opportunity for a kid to kind of like feel like that they're getting a new toy, even though it's a used toy. And I mean, it looks brand new, So the bottom line is we're hoping to change the experience for these less fortunate children that, and also fortunate children. If you think about it, fortunate children don't have a choice to give. They are told to give, their toys are being taken from their parents, put into a bag and take it to Goodwill, clean a room, do this. You want new toys, do this, What if a kid came up to you and said, Mommy, can I put a new toy up on Kids Give to Kids? How much better, not only would it make you feel, but how much better is it to feel, the power of giving versus just receiving? It's so much better to give than it is to receive as far as emotional state of mind.
Wow. Yeah, I have a 5 and 7-year-old, two boys, and there's lots of toys around my house that I keep saying we got to make some, soon we're going to collect everything and go donate it to someone to give a kid who need it. But and we did it with their electronic ride-on vehicles last summer, and my little guy was just felt so good when the little boy came to pick it up. It was like he saw he was helping, he got the concept better than the 7-year-old, and it was just so amazing to do something good and to feel that give back. So he wants to do it again. And, we put it on Craigslist for free. But this is creating this is amazing what you're doing. And then you literally go to the website and you can upload a picture of the item. Could you
So
explain how it
here's what
works?
makes it a little bit unique and different.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, it's kind of like a Craigslist,
Yeah.
but here's the difference. The difference is so a kid uploads a toy and it gets approved. Once it's approved, then it gets placed onto our store. But in the notes, it says the toy is donated by the child. So the kid can go on to the store, see their toy, and
Mhm.
see that their name is the person given the toy. So when the toy is picked, now when the parent does upload the toy, they get to choose where they want to go to drop off the toy. So they can pick based on
I
the
see
deal,
there's
or
some
they can
Dunkin'
pick,
Donuts, there's some pizza places, some local
yeah,
restaurants, dance academies. Okay.
yeah. So they can choose based on the deal, or they can choose based on the demographics and how close it is for them to pick it up, or I mean, for them to drop it off. So then once it's chosen, then they get a text message saying, hey, your toy's been chosen. Go drop it off at the location that you chose. There'll be a bag waiting for you. They put the toy in the bag, they take a picture, we get that picture, and then we send a notification to the family to go pick up the toy. But let's say it's Round Table Pizza. So when they go to Round Table Pizza, drop off the toy, they also get a coupon for $10 off a large pizza.
Uh-huh.
Now, it's their choice to use the coupon or not use the coupon. They don't have to, there's no obligation. Same with the kid that picks up the toy. And I want to make clear that our program's completely free and it will always be free. There's no membership fees, there's no cost. But for us to run our program, these restaurants and businesses are the sponsors of our program. So they donate a donation once a month to us to keep our program alive.
Wow.
But at the
Wow.
same time, we drive families into their restaurant, not only, to truly be a part of a community service program, but also to, potentially have a new, you know, client come in, or a new, family coming in.
Yeah.
So another thing that's really unique about our program that I don't think anybody does is we can track recycled toys on second and third generation.
How
So
does
we
that?
know, so we know when a kid picks a brand new toy and they play with it and they upload it later as a used toy, recycled once. Let's say that toy at that point was chosen again, played with, put back up, then it's recycled twice. And there's no program in the world that I know of that does that.
No, that is amazing. And it reminds me a little bit of gotta say Toy Story, right? Have you seen the Toy Stories?
I didn't see that one yet, but everybody, you're probably about the 10th or 20th person that's told me that that's exactly what it's like. And
But it's the
I think they should
importance
sponsor
of,
us.
yeah, well, maybe they can. And clearly there's plenty of opportunities out there because that's what it's about. And to see the joy in giving, and, the mom makes him to clean up the toys, clean out the room. And some of the ones that he loves, he's giving up, and then it goes to the next person. And that little girl's so excited to get the Woody, and not to ruin the movie for you, but to get the played with toys.
No,
And it's just, it goes on and on and on. It's a beautiful thing. And I think we all know, and I'm sure you've done your research, you probably know exact details, but the truth is kids want, right? You buy a kid a toy. How long do they really play with it for? I
I was
mean,
just going to mention that. I
can
was
you
just
tell
going to
me? Because
say that
I know as a mom,
they're
but
playing
tell
with it
me.
for like 2 weeks and they're done. And the thing is, what's even crazier is you can take that toy, put it in a closet, bring it out 3 months later, and they think it's a brand new toy.
Yes. Yes,
You
that
know,
is so
it's
true.
it's the attention span of most children when it comes to playing with toys. And here's what's really unique with what's going on in the world is people aren't shopping traditionally anymore. So, you got grandparents and aunts and uncles and brothers and sisters, and they're purchasing toys for their siblings and friends, and they're getting duplicates, so they've got two of the same toys. So why would they have two? So what a great way to just take that brand new toy and upload it to our program, you know? I mean, there's nothing, like I said, there's nothing better than the choice of being able to give And there's nothing better with just literally having a choice
Yeah.
to
Wow.
choose.
Wow. Wow. There's so much. This is an amazing concept. And Daniel, again, just a little bit more about your background in marketing. So how did you really invent this concept? How did it all come about? Could you share with us the moment that you figured this out?
So for like 5 years, I worked with Toys for Tots, just volunteering. But I was the only individual person that Toys for Tots would give 100 boxes to. There, and to this day, I don't think they even would do that now. But they would give me 100 boxes. I would take those boxes and put them all over Orange County. And we would have two events. We'd have an event around December 11th, and we would collect as many toys as we could at that point,
Wow.
and have the Marines come and pick them up. We would feed the Marines and they would take the toys, but our boxes would still be out for another 2 weeks, which was prime time of giving. And so then at that point, I would go and take the toys that we collected, and Denny's off Harbor in the 405 freeway in Costa Mesa would let us have their back parking lot. And this is where we really promoted to the less fortunate families. It was truly about less fortunate at that point. And we would lay out hundreds and hundreds of toys, and the families would be able to come and actually pick their own toys. But here's where the uniqueness came in. 25% of those families would eat at Denny's that day as a family.
Wow.
And the reason being is the money they would save on the toys that they would normally have to purchase for their kids, they took that money and had a dinner with their family. And that was, to me, a pivot point of trying to figure out a way to not only make this about the holidays, because I don't want it to be about the holidays. I want it to be about just giving and choice. And why are we only giving and having choice on the holidays? Why can't we give and have choice all year long? So putting this together, I knew the two things I had to do is, one is I had to make it to where every kid could choose their own toy. And two, I had to make it completely free to where there was no obligation for the families to be a part of our program. Right now, we have over 1,000 families that are a part of our program, which equivalents to over 3,000 kids. We're only in our second year. Our goal is to hit 5,000 families by June, or well, by the end of this year, 5,000 families, which would equivalent to about 20,000 kids.
Wow. And can you explain the concept of when the kid drops off the toy, that some of the participating restaurants are offering vouchers for a meal as well?
So everything's digital. So when they get the information about picking up a toy or dropping off a toy, they get a digital, almost like a little mini website on their cell phone. It kind of goes through the process of them picking up the toy, and it's in English and Spanish at this point. And if they want to use a coupon, they, click, and then they upload the receipt. In due time, once we create the actual app, right now we're just web-based. But once we create the actual app in a couple of years, just we have to get the funding, and we have to, prove concept to where it's working, consistently. But once we do that, then we'll actually add a point system to our program where kids can earn points based on doing different tasks. And then those points can turn into, additional coupons at the locations that are a part of our program.
I love it. So if there's anyone out there who's interested in helping with funding, please, Danielle, who are you looking for? Individuals, corporations, and let's talk a little bit about, on the website as well. There's the IRS 501c letter you got there. They could also obviously go to the website, make a donation. And do you have fundraisers for this as well? Anything coming up?
We're actually having our very first fundraiser March 31st, which happens to be my birthday.
Yay.
So I'm kind of doing a dual scenario here, and it's on the website, but we're doing a 9-course dinner, and we're only selling tickets right now for $50 just because I want to sell at least 200 tickets just to get, the people at the event. The biggest thing with our program is when people talk about programs like ours, they automatically go into a pattern of how they think, because it's been the same way as far as donating and less fortunate and fortunate and all these, taglines that go with trying to help and be a part of something extraordinary, that it needs to be educated that we're not about, I don't care if the kid's less fortunate or fortunate. I want the kid to be a part of our program based on the fact that he's a kid.
Yeah.
is we're teaching them not only how to give and how to recycle, but we also have an anti-bullying program that's very proactive versus reactive.
Tell
So we
me.
literally try to teach kids confidence in a fun and loving way. And how we're doing that is there's like 5 questions for a kid to answer with their parents, kind of giving them the what's your favorite superhero, what's your favorite color, what's your favorite food scenario. Once we really, get enough kids to answer those questions, then we're going to put those answers onto the website where kids actually can go and look and say, wow, I didn't know that many people like pepperoni pizza. Well, I
Yeah.
didn't know that many people like Superman. Kind of give them that confidence that yes, they may be different, but they're similar in their lives. Then we created, if you look in the website, we created little aliens that are the stereotypes of the world. So you look at Ora Largo and he's like, I'm chubby. So what? Or Geo Flair, I'm smart. So what?
Mm-hmm.
And the idea is to kind of teach these kids
Yeah.
2 simple words to be able to say to a bully that comes up to them and bothers them or harasses them. And they look at them straight in the eyes and with confidence say, so what? Now, what if some of these kids actually understand what we're doing and they learn and they go, Jimmy, why are you bullying me? And Steve goes, Jimmy, why are you bullying me? And Jimmy goes, because you're different, you're stupid. And Steve goes, no, who's your favorite superhero? And here's the best part about that. They don't have to choose the same superhero. The fact that they choose a superhero they realize that they like superheroes. And maybe now they can debate about what superhero is better than the other superhero. But in reality, people don't talk about this. But a bully is a bully because something's happening at their house. They lost their power, right? Or whatever the case may be. And they're just trying to regain it in most cases, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what about the kids that are timid and shy and introverts? Maybe that's how they're handling their situations at home. And so they're the target of the bully. And maybe they start having a conversation and realizing their lives are similar. It's just that they deal with it differently. And no one's doing it this way. Everybody's reactive, not proactive. And so these little alien cards are placed in, everybody gets their toy in a bag.
Let me see, go closer. What is that? The car? What's on the front? Oh, the sticker.
Just stickers.
Oh, okay,
These are sponsors of the bag.
Got
but
it.
Inside the bag, hold on one second.
Sure, go ahead.
Sorry about that.
Mm-hmm.
They get little cards like this that have, the little alien cards and kind of explains a little bit, And it's just like, hi, I'm Ora Largo. I'm chubby. So what? And it says, when a bully calls you names, just say, so what?
Yeah.
And so these are in all the bags. So every kid gets those. Just, everything that's happening with this program was a part of my life as a child. So I learned about a point system in Albert Sutton home, which was a group home. I was bullied like there was no tomorrow as a kid. So, it's a hard world out there already. So why not give these kids the tools to make it better instead of just putting Band-Aids on the situation?
Yeah. Beautifully said, Daniel. Thank you so much. I mean, we still have 7 minutes left in the show, but Daniel Barrett, you're really changing the way people are thinking. And what have been some of the response from some of the parents, some of the children? Could you share the positive outreach and what's happening? What are people saying about you and the program?
So, everybody loves it automatically. They're in awe. They don't completely understand the program instantaneously because, like I said, we are all programmed in the way of giving and donating and how it's been done for years and years and years. But if you go to the website, and we have 2 websites. So we have kidsgivetokids.org, which is our nonprofit, and then we have kspire.com. It's KSPIRE.com, and that's our fulfillment center. So that's where our store is. That's how we get the toys to the restaurants and so on and so forth. But on that website, we have probably 20 to 30, incredible reviews, and they're very
Wow.
heartfelt and very loving, and it's amazing. And I don't put the 10 stars, but everybody, I allow them to give us 10 hearts, but I don't put the 10 hearts in the review, but pretty much everybody gives 10 hearts. So to me, it's a wonderful feeling to be able to do something. And if you read my true definition of giving, is giving to a complete stranger, giving them choice that you will never ever meet, but hope it inspires their life.
Beautiful. And you're also looking for volunteers as well. There's a form on the website, kidsgivetokids.org, and watch the video. I think it's pretty fascinating. You could do that and read more about you. But I love what you say, that every kid has a choice, right? So every kid also becomes a giver. This is just something that's never been done before. I've never heard anything like it. So it's clearly unique. And I know it's going to catch on. And this could be nationwide, worldwide eventually. And it's just starting now in Orange County in California, but this this is limitless, really. It's a great concept for you to help so many kids. And how does that make you feel?
Look at this whole program is God driven. I wrote a book about 6 years ago called Not Loving Yourself is the Biggest Disease on the Planet. And I wrote 75% of that book in 8 days. So the quote for the book is, it's easy to write a book when God is holding the pen in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole program wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for my partnership with God and allowing him, in my life, and trusting him and having faith that everything that's happening is his doing. So bottom line is it makes me feel great, but all the glory goes to God.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Faith-based as well, my goodness. And you say this is now by 2024, you're hoping to have your app completed as well. And you're doing.
Yeah, that's what we're working on. I mean, it's frustrating because it's not easy. It's expensive, but right now it's working. What we're doing is working, but for it to really truly scale, to go into other, counties and states, it has to be app driven in due time for it to scale properly. But look, another thing I've learned, it's not on my time, it's God's time. So I have to just have faith that he has his plans. And, I'm doing this podcast to hopefully get more, exposure, but also at the same time to educate people on our program. And if they would like to contact me and talk to me more personally, they can through the website. They can email me and I will have a phone conversation with them. If they live in Orange County or LA or San Diego and they want to meet up, I'll be glad to do so. And they can come to our office and have a tour and feel like a kid again.
Beautiful. And let's remind everyone about this 9-course fundraiser. When is it? Where is it? Could you give us the information?
Yeah, it's on the website, but it's in Westminster. It's like an event center. They normally do weddings.
Yeah.
So it's a 9-course meal. It's more of a networking group. So if you're a business owner or professional, it'd be a great way to promote yourself and at the same time meet new prospects and friends. And bottom line is by asking for $50 for the ticket just covers our costs. So our goal is to get 200 plus people at the event. And then if anybody wants to donate after hearing what our program's all about at that point, would help us tremendously.
Obviously, that's amazing. And again, so the $50 for the minimum donation, but you can also sponsor a table. I was reading, right? You could donate with a credit card. There's also corporate sponsorships. You're looking for corporations to sponsor this as well, right?
I mean, how amazing would it be for a toy company to learn about us and, give us their overstock as a write-off, and not only that, but get some data, what age group is the kids picking the toys? How long are they playing with the toys? Are the toys being put back up? How is the quality of the toy after being played with? I mean, this is some data that some of these, huge toy corporations may not have, but at the same time could be a part of a new way of giving, because that's what I think we're creating, is an actual new way of giving. And when's the last time a way of giving's been changed? Well, I mean, it did when the internet started and they had the crowdfunding and stuff like that. So that changed the way of giving.
Okay. Yeah.
But now we're changing the way that kids give. And there's no one doing this to where a 3 or 4 or 5-year-old kid can truly learn how to give by giving something that they believe that they own, which is their own personal toy.
Hmm. This is beautiful work, Daniel. And let's remind everyone how they can reach out to you. Let's give out the website, phone number, social media pages as well.
We're on Facebook. I mean, best way is to get in touch with us through the website would be the easiest way, because I'm very proactive and I pretty much get all the emails. So that would be ultimately the best way. I don't want to give out a number right now, but
Okay.
definitely if you want to email us, you can email Daniel@kidsgivetokids.net.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. Wow. And if you have any questions, reach out to you directly. Anyone out there who's interested, please, Kids Give to Kids. If you're interested in making a donation, have a contact. You know how marketing works and advertising and networking. And it's about who knows who and who can get you to that toy company, because someone out there will be listening. This is going to be huge. And I'm honored to have the time with you today to see how this grows from Orange County, California to worldwide.
So
Really.
when we're in New York, we can
Yes,
collaborate.
absolutely. This is a great concept, great idea. And it's just to help kids, and they're helping each other. They're learning so much. It's a beautiful thing, really, Daniel. I'm excited to have you here. Glad for you to be here joining us today. And one more time, the website, give it again, kids.
Kidsgivetokids.org.
Perfect. Daniel Barrett, thank you for your time. Anything else you want to share before we go?
Just thank you and pray for us.
Perfect. Will do. Thank you so much. Really, we appreciate it. And to all of our viewers and listeners, reach out today, send a prayer, and looking forward to the next time we get to speak. Thank you. Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.